Oh, g'day guys, just going to do a very quick preview for the Launnie Nights meeting on Wednesday the 19th of December. Only 7 races, rails out 6.5, soft 6 at the moment. Weather's meant to be overcast, but just very slight chance of rain, so I doubt we'll get much worse. Not great drying weather, it's pretty overcast, but also not probably not going to get any more rain either, so should be okay. Obviously generally a bit on speed dominated there, but I must admit I found it a pretty tough card with a lot of the favourites getting back and also being hard to line up. There's probably only one on the card that I'm half keen on, and that's in the form of race 2 in number 7 Sabon. Went around at huge odds last time, and just like the way she dug in late, I actually had something on her at the huge odds, so wish she had have got up, even though I was weird part is about when you tip horses that I reckon everybody on Twitter would have thought I had my life savings on Posh Pursuit that night, but I was actually on had a few coins on Sabon and see at the obviously price. It was actually a better result, so it's one of those things though when you're tipping one like Posh Pursuit, you can't celebrate afterwards if she happened to lob. But we're just going to have a look at the replay. She came off a couple of trials, didn't look too flash as very one pace, but we just have a look at the racing pattern here. So
for Posh Pursuit.
So you've got the colours here. So he draws the middle of the line, so he jumps away okay, so over 1400. Now enjoying a good running chance, like 1 out 1 back on the back of Posh Pursuit. So he pulls out here. And just pointing this out, like, the thing I like here is that going from 14 to 1600, like on the turn looks like she's going nowhere and dropping out, and just really digs in the last 200 metres. So I might just let it roll the entire way. So she's 3 deep outside with the blue cap. So, and you see this horse here comes out underneath her. You see, if you look here, it looks like she's going absolutely nowhere. Just when the sprint went on over 1400. See, she's here, like, you know, I was on the back of this horse 200 metres ago and 2.5 lengths behind it now, and then digs in again late. And he says strong as anything in this race over the last 200 metres. You know, step out to the miles, obviously not going to be an issue. So happy to be on. And even if you just look through the trials, like they didn't look too flash out on paper. Like Shady Hustle came out and beat a lot of these. They were in a 2-horse trial, and then sort of beat Rusty Devil at the trials. It was ridden along in both of them, so it didn't look too flash on paper. But if you have a look, like Shady Hustle was in the same race as a number of the leading chances in this race, like Glass Warrior is going to be well found. It was behind Shady Hustle. Did actually go well. There's actually a fair bit of depth in this race. Like a few gunyas of both the Grassy A horses, Gradius, Roadaway, Zippin A. He's promised to win a race for ages. GG's Rock Opera going well, and Glass Warrior. So, but still very happy to be on Sabon. Bet $7.50 early. I think it's about $5 now. I still think $5 is okay. Yeah, so just on a night where I don't like too much, I think she's probably the one if forced to select one on the card. Obviously, if you just have a quick look through the other races, like you've got First Starter going to be short in the first race, and GG's Bulldog going okay, but Jeremiah, you know, you can't, never one to launch in at the shorts off trial form. The third, Invincible Rock, Siobhan Star ran first and second in a similar race the other day. probably not going to be much between them again. Goodbye Lonesome's one who's going a lot better than figure form suggests, but just think Siobhan Star's got a fair bit of upside about her, but I'm just not going to take short odds. A horse going to get back on her when the rail's out 6.5 metres. The fourth, pretty average race this, and impossible to line up. Shenanigate, as you can see, resuming without a trial. Kauai gone under at the shorts twice in a row now. I'm going to be short again. Not the type of race to get involved in. The fifth's obviously the highlight of the card. Probably 3 standout chances. The Inevitable and GG Second Over. Virtually impossible to see the tables being turned there, and the interesting one's obviously Our Long Sally, who hasn't had much luck at all in 3 Victorian runs this time in. Draws well here, so I think she's probably the main danger to the Inevitable, so might be worth a Quinella. The sixth, pretty even lot here, and do lean towards the top 2. Pelagia's always been a bit of a gunner, always running on. And Fishbone's Fry was pretty good in benchmark 64 last time, with the claim virtually gets in with the same weight that he carried in a benchmark 64 last time. I think you probably do worse if you have something straight out on the top 2. Might just have a look at Pelagia's last run, like she's always got that red flashing light on her, but might just go have a quick look at her last run. Right, so Pelagia. So you got the blacker colours here.
One-way ticket.
So she's here, just all the way out to last. This is also over 1400. So they got the black and yellow cap out the back. So might as well let it roll from here. So obviously not going to take too long this video. So she's last on the inside there. You can see just gets tightened up a little bit. I mentioned Goodbye Lonesome earlier. He's out wide here as well in an earlier race. He's in race 3. But so you just see Pelagia sort of lost a little bit of momentum there. Never would have beaten the first couple, these two here, but should have got a bit closer. You see it. Savaging the line. It is Goodbye Lonesome, we pointed out. But yeah, I just think like if she repeats that and you can run on, she's obviously the one to beat. But I think if you want to have another, forced to pick another one, I think you can back both Fishbone's Fry and Pelagia. I think they're both about sort of $6 and $4.80 currently. So if you want to back both of them. And the last race, I must admit, the weight scale here is just, I honestly can't split them. The top 5, I wouldn't be surprised if there's about half length between them at the 200 metre mark. I think very evenly weighted when you delve into the weights. Obviously, AppMat did me a huge favour last time. I was pretty keen. Not as well in at the weights this time, and not sure if Whitehawk might even hold the front here. So even King Manu, definitely the bolter of the field. I think it's about $20. The rest are all about $4 to $5. It wasn't too bad last time and gets back on the minimum. So if you're taking quaddies, I wouldn't be shy to pull the old F job in the last leg. So yeah, so anyway, I might just keep it short and sweet. So best bet race 2, number 7, Sabon. Trying to remember my high school French classes. I think it's good, I think it means. So I hope that that's sort of showing my age a bit. It's been a long time since I've done any French, but I think it means it's good, so let's hope so. And pretty Dutch bet the top 2 in the 6th. And I do actually, I think the Inevitable wins, but I do think Our Long Sally will give him a bit of a scare. So if you want to take a Quinella there, might be the go in race 5. So Anyway, guys, we'll keep it short and sweet for once. So until next time, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks again.